Hello, my name is Hannah, and today we are building another Tudor house on this lot. This is like four, but like that's okay because this lot just speaks to me apparently because I keep building things on it, and it's a Tudor house because this is Windenburg. The style of house in Windenburg is a Tudor house, and that's just what I keep building. Cause like I could spend time building something else, but like why do that when I can spend 2 hours on a house like this? Well, actually, technically, this house I only spent an hour and 10 minutes on, which seems really unbelievable, which it really is, because how do you spend this? Like I've spent longer on tiny homes. Like I've like literally like tiny 30 by 20, 20 by 15 lots I have spent longer on. Like probably tomorrow's house I probably spent longer on. I don't know what tomorrow's house is. Oh, I definitely spent longer on that house, but it's smaller. But how does that make sense? Like I spent an hour and 10 minutes on this big of a house. That's just mind blowing. But I apparently was like speed building or something. Because like I was just building, building, building. And I did this all in one go, I think. Yes, because all my recording is all in one. But I did that in one go and I was just like, mansion, here we go. And somehow I made it in like an hour and 15 minutes. Usually I spend longer on the outside, but I don't think I spent that long on the outside because I already knew like what I was doing from the other like three mansion Tudor like things that I've built. But it's still just like, how did I spend that little time on this big of a house? It just doesn't make any sense. But also, I'm not going to complain about not spending the entire day on a singular build because I just feel like I would never be able to focus for that long on a singular build. My longest build is probably like 3 hours, maybe, which I guess is fairly good. But also, I'm just like, how do I build that fast? But I guess we're gonna get onto the story because I've talked about not too much about how long this build took. So I was reminded by a photo I took on my phone. Like it was just in my phone, just like a random like screenshot. And so this story is one when I was probably like 6. I was fairly young. It was like elementary school age, so around then. But I remember it was the I think it was either the day, like the night before Easter, or Easter, like morning, like early, like before 6, like probably like 4 a.m. I don't know, but it also could have been like 11:30. Couldn't tell you, but I don't remember what the time of day was. But I went out to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, which I don't do very often, so I'm not exactly sure why I was, out. But I went to go to the bathroom, and so basically I like saw like an Easter bunny, but like I know that makes literally no sense, but that it'll make more sense as we go. But it was just like a person in an Easter bunny costume, and and they were just like standing at the bottom of the steps because like my house is like a two-story house and you walk out into like a landing where you can see like directly down the stairs across from the bathroom because they're like across from each other. So when I was like heading to the bathroom, you could see down the stairs and they were just standing there. Now I already do not like being alone, and I do not like seeing random strangers in my house, but it was dressed as a bunny, like literally like a 6 foot tall fluffy like bunny suit, and it like had like ears and everything, and it was really creepy. But then it like also it was very realistic, so I don't think I was dreaming, which is what most people say when I tell them this story. But I'm like, no, because I also saw like, because you had like eggs, because we were kids, we were like 6, 7 age like that time, so it hid eggs, hid plastic eggs, and I remember like they were like very easy places, like they were sitting on top of like the table and stuff, but there were 3 eggs that I saw when I did it, and if I had dreamt it, those eggs in my, like when I had seen them wouldn't have been there when I was actually like looking for eggs when we were doing it in the morning, and they were there. So it's not that I couldn't have just like imagined in my dream exactly where those eggs go, because that makes even less sense. But also I'm just like, I don't like, how do you see a 6 foot bunny? But I also vaguely remember like the like it like starting to take its like head off, like a costume. Like it was a costume, not like an actual bunny. Like it was a person in a bunny costume, which is so creepy in my mind. But I just remember turning around, going like into the bathroom, and then like hurrying go, and then I went out of the bathroom. And I just like went right back in my room, and I was like, no, didn't see that. We are going to forget that ever happened. And it was just like, oh god. And in the morning, as I said, the eggs that I had seen? Oh my god, English is so weird. Seen in like the night before when I went to the bathroom, they were in the same area. They're plastic eggs, so they were the same color, the same spot, the same size. Everything. They were the same. So I'm not really sure like what had happened, because that's the only ever dream that I've had in an actual house, like especially my house. Like I usually like think of different houses, like made up ones in like dreams or like nightmares that I have. But that was my house. Like that's definitely like I didn't even imagine that was my house. That was everything that was perfectly like my house. Which makes no sense. It's so creepy. I don't understand. But like what I like remembered from it is because my English teacher, who is like 30, he's much older than me, told a story, and it was like in my like I don't know what discussion we were having, a weird discussion, not like just us, but like a class discussion we were having, and he typed in the Zoom chat like a story while our like student teacher was talking. Typed in the story in the Zoom chat, and I took a picture of it because I'm like, no way. And it was the same story as me, as when he was like a child, and he saw the same thing that I did, and he was like describing it in perfect like same details as me, and I was like, no way. This happened to someone else too, which I didn't say that because I'm way too nervous for that. But I was like, this teacher had the same experience as me. No one ever believes what I say is true, but someone else happened to like have this too, which is so mind-blowing to me, because typically when I have like stories that I tell people from my childhood, they're like, no, that didn't happen. Like that's happened several times. Like I have this like one memory of like riding a horse in like a random like cousins or aunts or like family friends' house, like out in like the country of like rural area, and people saying that didn't happen either. Like my parents are like, no, that didn't happen, and I'm just like, no, it did. Like I could describe the perfect like everything that happened in that moment. So I don't understand how like I can like vividly remember what happened in that moment, and it's been like 8 years. Like that doesn't make any sense. Like I don't get it. And it's just so confusing, but it was very comforting to me that like someone else had that experience that I had, and he was also like, yeah, no one believes me, and I'm like, same. Like I texted that to my friends, and they were like, no, that didn't happen. I don't remember what friends I asked. I think I sent it to my cheer friends group chat, and they were like, no, that makes no sense. And I'm just like, it makes so much sense in my mind, and it's just such a weird story. But that's the end of the video, so it's almost screenshots time, so I post a new video every day of the week, so you can watch another video tomorrow. Bye!